What's up, guys?
Bonjour, good morning.
Bonjour. How are you?
Good, thank you.
Cool.
And how is everybody?
Practicing the French.
Bon appetit. That's what I
Wow.
How's your weekend?
It was good.
Yeah,
There
anybody?
was a lot of celebrating somebody's 50th birthday.
So,
It's totally relevant. So tell us more about Scribe, if you would. That sounds cool.
it's designed for team collaboration and documentation. And that's its sole function is to create a documentation platform for all the things that people do in business. And so what's really cool is if somebody in your company is doing a particular task and they do it repetitively, they just turn on Scribe. It documents how they did the process, and then they can write something up about it and attach the little video, quick clip of how they did it, and then submit it to the documentation. And so just like in business process modeling, you have flow charts of the operational process and functional operations of the business. You just attach the documentation to where it fits into that flow. So when somebody reaches that flow of the business, they can go out and watch a particular video of how to do something.
That sounds
So
cool.
if I want to know how to, and some things can be internal to a team, some things could be external to a team. So how do I process an expense report? How do I enter an expense report? Well, it most commonly be created by the finance office. So the finance person goes in to the tool that everybody uses, creates a documentation, attaches it to the finance department under expense reports, makes it public. Anybody else in the organization can go and look at that document and identify that that's how they do expense reports. They click on it and they say, oh, this is what I do. And they open up the document and they open up this expense report and fill out their report. So it's just a really great way for you to collaborate and create and share team knowledge on documentation.
Yeah, that's awesome. What's the difference between like Scribe versus we're just using cloud-based storage right now and organizing 5 different folders, but we need a better platform as we get more proprietary knowledge. So like Notion AI is a good one, I think, as well. But what's the difference between that and Scribe?
I haven't used Notion in a long time. I watched its demos when it first came out. Scribe, I have a more familiarity with the Scribe product, so I know it works.
It sounds a little like Loom, is it? Where you just, because Loom, you can make a process.
Loom allows you to create processes and videos and store them in some format, but I don't think that it's driven like with a focus of documentation first.
Okay. Right. Yeah.
So,
it's not.
But yeah, it's quick for creating short little videos on how to do stuff, but where do you put them? I don't know that Loom has a documentation platform designed on business process modeling.
Yeah,
No,
Loom
I was
is
just saying
used a
taking
lot.
it, putting it somewhere for your team, if
Right.
but Scribe's different. Scribe's actually the platform where you
Scribe is the platform. Scribe is the platform for you to create and manage documentation, not just for a team, but for a business, but the drive and focus is on team knowledge.
Nice.
But
thanks for that.
Definitely entire business process.
Lisa, you gotta go already.
Manageable.
Sorry, I
You're
gotta
missing
take
all the
care of some
good stuff. Sorry.
I know.
It's recorded, so we'll put it on there, this chunk, if you want it, or I can send it to you. Thanks for joining us.
Yes, please.
Tell all your friends about us.
I will. Thank you.
All right. All right. Well,
she is traveling, flying around the countryside.
Me too. Never been excited to be in Missouri until recently. I didn't know this state existed really. But all right. Well, I do have a little bit of an agenda. So we were talking about focus time blocks, and I redid that exercise I was talking about, to where we're trying to find the most important high dollar items and then time block to where in the mornings we have focus, and then in the afternoons we have task, and it's given me a kind of a peace of mind with a little bit of anxiety with all like the mountains of crap going on, and I had to refocus my time. We time blocked some last year, but I kind of got away from it. So that leads into everything you're talking about, Kyle, too, is breaking down our biggest limiting factor. We did that suit review or the SWOT review. And for some reason, I never heard SWOT review. So now I can think is squat review. So you take your squat review and then you realize you don't know shit. But, you take that and the sweet spot review. And what we're doing is looking at our focus area for the quarter, our biggest single limiting factor, like our biggest bottleneck for us, it's obviously lead conversion. So that's like one of our three biggest focus areas with the single family space. But then after you're looking at that, just from the SWOT review and the sweet spot, you can find your what's that one thing that if we do this quarter is going to push back that bottleneck, and then systematically try to break that down. So besides that, we're also working on our biggest opportunity that we could seize over the next quarter. There's several things, but mostly it's implementing processes like you're talking about, Kyle, to make it repeatable so we can continue to push down the chain of command, I guess, repeatable tasks that we're doing and delegate and outsource, as well as assign accountability. And then the third area we're working on is mitigating a threat. So we got lots of threats if you sit down and think about it, but that's like those three basis things: your focus area, biggest opportunity, and and threat mitigation are what turns into your 1-page quarterly action plan, which if you go through these exercises, you sit and brainstorm on like all your ideas that you come up with, and then find your low-hanging fruit and your sweet spot, do that like Venn diagram that we talked about, and transpose that into those three things, like your focus area to remove your biggest bottleneck to growth, your biggest opportunity, and your threats. Then we go to you do an exercise define your criteria for success. So again, this is like a brainstorming exercise. If you're on your own, you just sit down and do it on your own with pieces of paper, I guess. But once you get it to that point, then you can say, okay, who is going to do what by when? And the point of all of that is to break it down from your bigger picture into that 1-page rolling quarterly action plan. Who does what by when? Those turn into weekly actions. And that's where we can assign the accountability, bring the KPI sheets. And I think you guys all know about KPIs. It should be like, what's your biggest limiting factor? What if we do this right here? How can we measure it and push this back? And then again, brought back into assignable tasks that are trackable on a weekly basis for who does what. So that's kind of where I was pushing all of this. I meant to hit a video like I normally do, and I still got it, but it's about Layla talking about time blocking her week. Another really successful businesswoman I know does this, and I've never really been good at it. My mobile home park mentor does it as well. So they sit down every Sunday, they know like their entire work block everywhere for the entire week. So here's her talking about that.
Listen, if your week isn't planned by Sunday, you have already lost the week. So every Sunday, I will schedule my entire week. I will schedule all my meetings. I will schedule all my workouts, when I'm going to rest, when I'm going to do my breathing, when I'm going to do a project, dinners I'm going to have, date nights I'm going to have, even when I wash my hair. My theory behind this is that I like separating my decision-making time from my execution time. I think that it reduces stress. I think it prevents us from avoiding shit we need to do. And it makes sure that I don't lose energy switching between those two sides of my brain. I honestly don't even know how I operated before I did it. Because what happens is that if you don't do this, is that you step in every day and you're like, what am I going to do today? And then you oftentimes tend to default to what you feel like doing that day, not what you committed to doing the day prior. So if you have something that you've committed to, you've already blocked the time out for it, you've already scheduled the meeting for it, the likelihood it doesn't get done is low. But if you walk into the day and you have no idea what you're gonna work on, no idea what you're gonna do, you're gonna waste at least like an hour putting around trying to figure out, oh, what am I gonna do today?
So I keep seeing these reoccurring themes. Everybody who's successful has processes and systems that are repeatable that you can, you know, delegate and outsource, just like we were talking about. So our whole theme is just to bring more accountability to our business, and that's what I'm trying to push over here in this group as well, because it was started as an accountability group, like I said, but I'm like, what do we do besides just talk about SMART goals, you know, which is not really like something I can press on everybody here. So I thought it'd be better to just give out information and then let people decipher on their own key performance indicators and bring it back into this group. But you guys like this material? Is it helpful?
It's definitely all good material. I mean, it pushes us forward. I think recap from the previous week is important to flow into the current week. I think one of